So I just wanted to say I had my first kiss during October Sky, so thank you for
No
that.
way.
Really.
Oh, wow. That's so you were watching the movie, obviously.
From what I remember, I really enjoyed
right,
it.
yeah, sure, yeah.
But yeah, so let's talk about life.
Yeah.
I know you love a challenge, so what challenged you most about this project?
Really, if I were to be totally honest with you, outside of a press junket space, since you just told me a very intimate thing in your own life, I think just having fun, honestly. Choosing a project where it was, I didn't rack myself in a particular way that I have over the past few years. Just getting into something that was just enjoyable with a group of people who were really lovely. I've worked with a lot of lovely people, but the idea that you could just get into a movie that was like real, just pure fun entertainment and enjoy yourself was a big part of it. It was challenging for me not to take every moment extraordinarily seriously. And Daniel also, Daniel created this space that he's such a love for actors, and was so specific to each one of us, spoke to us all differently, loves getting to know people. But also the challenge was trying to act on wires. That was it's a very strange sensation. We were on wires the entire movie. So even when you're in a serious scene and you're sort of like floating around where you normally would have your feet on the ground, you're not. You're like literally floating, either like in some strange position. So that presented an interesting challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
when you're looking back on a project, how do you deem whether or not a performance or a film was a success? Is it just about what you were looking at going in, or?
No, I think the organism of a movie always changes in the process. I have a firm belief that how something begins is how it ends. Not necessarily in the post-production and the release of a movie, but definitely within the production aspects of it. How you're approached by the filmmaker, how it comes to fruition, all of that energy sort of is laced within the process. So, wait, repeat the question again. Sorry, I'm a bit
about whether or not how you deal at whether or not a film is a success.
Oh, right. So I think that's changed for me. Over time. Give him a little more time, because I was like, that's changed for me, because I think that a lot of times in my career, up until about 5 or 6 years ago, I think if it was reviewed well, or if it made a lot of money, or if it was, that was somehow a success of some kind, that does give allowance to keep doing it. That's for sure, but I think the success for me is if I've gotten to something that, or understood something that I've feared, or whether I've had a connection that is true, be it with another actor, be it with the material, be it with a person that I've, an advisor, or someone who's actually doing the job that my character does, be it with the director, whatever it might be. I think the success feels like when you opened your heart enough, when you really trust the people that you're working with, and you're able to truly connect. Because, we're in the business of connecting, but it doesn't happen that much. It's like a forced family. And when it does, it really is a triumph. In this case, I met Ryan Reynolds when we were working on the movie. I knew him a little bit, Ryan, but I never really spent a lot of time with him. And I really made a true friend in this process with him. It's rare in this business that we're in where your contemporary who is your age, who's doing the same thing, who you've known from afar, where there isn't like some sort of funny competition, that is either real or created by the environment or representatives or whatever. And he is a true friend who I really love, and I feel blessed. And that is, as much as I am proud of the movie, and I'm proud of and I love the people involved in it, his friendship, I think, is what I consider to be the success of this film. For me.
Well, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Does film acting fulfill you in the same way that it did when you first started acting?
Not in the same way. No, I don't. I think when I first when I first started, I was chasing something very hard. Like I was very young, very ambitious, and now I think I have resigned myself. I've always believed in the story over anything else, but I have really resigned myself to the story, to how hard it is to tell a story well. It is like close to impossible. And there are a lot of things in storytelling and how people see it that have to do with really unknown factors. There is a real gamble in all of it. And it's not just sort of like a gamble like we were saying, like in how it does and the people go see it. It's like there's somehow this like this axis of time, the universe, creativity that matches when something really kind of blooms, And I've had that a few times in my career, which is a blessing, but it's very hard to make a movie that works. I have to say, it doesn't look like that probably to people who watch movies and don't make them. To make any creative venture that it even tells a story that works, the amount of time and energy that has to go into it from such a large group of people. I mean, that's why I'm amazed at the work that Daniel Espinosa has done on this movie, because he has not had a long amount of time, and he has really created something that a lot of people would have fallen and failed and faltered at, and it's a testament to him.
Yeah, Truffaut, in like a New York interview in 1970, he said it takes just as much work to make a bad movie as just to make a good one. So I think about that a lot.
I mean, beyond. I mean, I think it is a humbling process every time, and the irony is that, you can often misinterpret, and I have in my own career over time, misinterpreted my own importance, and I think what's changed from the beginning to now, which is hopefully not the end, but from the beginning until now, is that I think I was searching for some sort of sense of importance that has been realized into a sense of really being like a very efficient piece of a cog in the wheel, and really deeply enjoying that and giving all my work to that piece that I do.
All right, I have to wrap up there.
Yeah.
But it's a great pleasure.
Yeah, nice talking to you too.